move along to the Metropolitan Division, which I don't know why that name just, it always makes me like kind of a strange name for a division, but it is what it is. But we'll move along to the Washington Capitals, who currently sit with 22 points on the season, 10-5-2 record. And then let's see, we'll pull up their slide here and let Luke take it away again.
Yeah, 10-5-2 to start off the season. They're fourth right now in the Metro, but I mean they got games in hand to teams ahead of them. Only played 17 games. Definitely a huge surprise this season from the Capitals. And just looking at the notable transaction, you can see why. Bunch of departures last season, trading off Orlov and Hathaway, Johansson and Gustafsson, and losing Connor Sheary, as well as firing Peter Laviolette at the end of the season, bringing in Spencer Carberry. And you look at the additions, Joel Edmondson, they traded for him from Montreal, and they bring in Max Pacioretty, who hasn't even played a game for Washington yet. So nothing big on the addition side, a whole bunch of departures, and starting off the season 10-5-2, just winning games. And it's funny because for the longest time, you look at this team and you got Alex Ovechkin and you got Nicholas Backstrom. These guys are primed for the playoffs, but the last couple of years it's kind of faded out a little bit. You look at the numbers, last year versus this year. Not a lot of major changes. Not a lot of major changes in the baseline numbers here. And in some categories, it gets worse. They're not scoring as much. About half a goal less per game. Shots on both sides are about the same. They're letting in less goals, so they're playing a little bit better defensively. But the power play, my Lord, it's bad. It is really bad. And I was watching the press conference after Saturday's game, and you could tell that Spencer Carberry is not happy with the way his team's playing on the power play right now, and he's talking about making a lot of changes. And again, in previous years, the power play was the bread and butter for this team. I mean, it was Ovechkin in his office setting them up and scoring. So it's a little weird to see them at 32nd in the league in power play. So I'll pass it on to y'all. Are we buying or are we selling Capitals as a playoff team?
I guess I'm just going to be a hater today because I'm selling on the Caps too. The Caps just have not, I think they're taking advantage of the fact that outside of the Rangers, the Metro has really not figured it out yet. The Hurricanes and the Devils are not playing their best hockey. The Penguins are not playing their best hockey. The Flyers have been surprisingly good, but are still the Flyers. And I think they've taken advantage of some soft scheduling. I don't think they do anything overtly impressive. They can make me eat my words, but I just don't see them. This is a sustainable pace for Washington over the course of a whole season.
Yeah, I know there are only two options here, but I'm going to hold right now.
Either in or out.
Change the rules.
He's making up his own rules now.
Yeah, I'm going to hold if I'm the Capitals. They do need to get younger, so I'm leaning towards sell. They definitely need draft picks coming in the coming years with some of these older guys. That's pretty much the only way that I feel. But I also think that you have to see how the table eventually starts to sort itself out. So
yeah,
I'm not completely sold on the sell yet.
I'm selling the Capitals making the playoffs. I watched them play Edmonton on Friday, and they got shut out by Edmonton. So I'm selling.
That's all the reason you need.
There you go. There
you
go.
Can't score a goal against the Oilers, you're not making the playoffs.
That's good. I'm also selling on the Capitals as well. And just a couple notes for me, and I just kind of want to give some uplifting notes for Caps fans out there. first things first is, the injury bug was huge last year for the Caps. John Carlson missing almost half the season. Tom Wilson out for most of the season as well. Nick Backstrom, he hasn't played in the game yet this year, right? Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he might have retired.
So again, like those pieces that they've been so accustomed to just plugging in and playing, just haven't been there. The other positive note, and I know for me, I like to look comparatively between the Capitals and the Penguins. With the whole Sidney Crosby, Alex Ovechkin rivalry. And again, two teams took two totally different paths at the deadline last year. Penguins went all in, missed the playoffs. Capitals, they were sellers. They were smart. They sold off some pieces. It hurt a little bit, but they understood where they were, and they're recouping the draft capital for that. So I got to give a positive there for Caps fans and the Caps front office for doing that.
Penguins comparison is definitely interesting, Luke, because Penguins had their power play struggles of their own under associate coach Todd Reardon, who was with Washington last year.
Yeah.
Moving right along, we're staying in. Oh, did you have another comment, Kyle? I apologize.
No, all I was going to say was, roster construction is really similar between the two. Again, it's teams that really thrived in the 2010s, early part of the 2020s. But they're both aging rosters, so I just find the comparison to be really strong there.